YouTube, what's going on? It's your favorite podcast, Thread the Needle. It's your boy Marvin, Corey to my right, Jen to my left.
Hiya, folks.
Hey man, NBA playoffs are here, fellas. We are in the playoffs. First of all, man, Corey, I'm sorry to bring this up because the Thunder didn't even snip the playoffs. But, y'all tanking.
What does that have to do with what you're about to say?
Cause it's a playoff video, and
Oh,
the Thunder not in it.
I mean, y'all finna get swept, so it's like the same thing, isn't it?
No.
Like, what's the point of that? Like, I know it's a playoff video. It's all right.
I'll save my comments for that.
You can say your comments. What game we starting off with? It has to
I
be the
mean-
worst series. Let's go ahead and get the worst series.
Well,
I've ever seen out of the way.
no.
The Celtics.
The
Nets.
worst series is definitely the 76ers with Wizards.
Okay, that's
got
pretty
blown
bad.
out.
But
yeah, fuck
at least they have their. Yeah, I guess
they got their stars. Okay, I can understand. We missed one of our stars. They got their
really
stars.
both. I thought.
They're the worst two series. They don't even matter, honestly. Shit.
So like, what y'all have to say about that? Like, I mean, it's kind of obvious why y'all getting smacked, even though y'all was gonna lose regardless. But how do y'all feel like the way y'all been playing, the way they've been playing?
Game 2 was impressive. Shout out to Joe Harris. He really bucked. But I mean, game 1 they kind of looked more than me. The Nets don't look. Game 2 they looked more impressive than they did in game 1.
Yeah.
But like I said, Joe Harris really splashing like that. That showed how dominant they can be. But I mean, everybody knows my predictions lie in terms of how far Brooklyn gonna go. And I mean, hey, hopefully Tatum can see game 3 since Durant gets.
Oh yeah, man. KD.
This man don't draw foul. I've never seen this before in my life.
Yeah.
He elbowed my boy in the Adams apple game 1. Tatum fouled him. And then he smacks my dog in the eye. Ref staring at him. Nets ball. Nigga, what? So I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
We had no shot to begin with. And we dang sure ain't got no shot with the ref letting my dog get gouged. So hey, it is what it is. Game 3, we getting the dub. Kyrie, you ass. I hope you ready for the chance. I thought what you did was hella fucking lame. Like, because just like Shannon said, you should have stuck the basketball. You the one that brought up the racism stuff. I'm pretty sure nobody gonna be yelling, you a nigger during the fucking game. But it's cool. Everybody know the rep that Boston has. And for you to try to switch it to that type of narrative where that's gonna be more the focus than what's gonna be going on the court, was hella lame, because you know we're gonna get in your ass regardless. So you better sage a whole fucking tree, dog, because we coming for you.
You say
to
y'all
be
was
honest-
racist? Oh, go ahead.
Oh nah. I mean, I was just, to be honest, he made it worse with the comments.
What did he say?
He was basically saying he hopes that he knows he's gonna get booed in Boston, but he hopes that we keep it strictly basketball.
Keep it strictly basketball.
No,
And it's
I ain't a
like-
part of it.
Kyrie.
When them white folks get drunk.
Yeah, I feel like, bro, you made it worse to be honest. I mean, like, you was already gonna get it, and you know it, but now it's like you can kind of antagonize the fan base even more than what you've already done. So, I mean, now it's like, nigga, whatever you get, it comes to you at this point. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna condone the racism. I hope nobody calls you a nigger, because I know how that word just offends you. That is just the worst word in the book to you.
The way he
So-
said it, he made it sound like we gonna chant it. Like, I never seen a team chant it. I understand there's gonna be some people that yell it in your ear.
Yeah.
But like, dude, we not gonna know that happened. You know, not every player know the Boston rep from back in the day. Like Bill Russell said, he played for the organization and his teammates. He never played for the fans of the city because he knew what it was when he took off that jersey. So it's like, we already know the rep of that city, Larry Bird, being there pretty much like a god when he was up. You know, the Laker. Everybody saw the Laker Celtic the Magic Bird documentary, and so it's like we kind of knew that was a thing. But it's like for you to act like we was just that was the game plan. We're just gonna be racist to this dog. No, dude, you lied to us. And that's what I want. When we do the chance stuff, I want you're a liar. You can't lead. Like, I want stuff like that where it's like,
Some shit is gonna hurt your
I
whole.
don't want
it's
no
gonna hurt your
ordinary
soul.
booze, man. I want to really hit you, like, and I want you to go there. Yeah, they call me a liar, and I want you to say to the press, I'm not a liar. I want you to say that. I want you to say I'm a leader. I want you to sit there and try to tell the press that you're a leader, because you're not, fam.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I'm not the one that can be able to lead the chance. But that's what I'd be trying to do if I was out there.
Okay.
But shout out to Brooklyn. I doing y'all thing. Game 3, we taking it. Celtics in 6.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
Okay, I'm not agreeing with that. By the way, I think the Nets are well on their way to sweeping this. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well on their way.
And it's like, and it's not even a knock on us. I mean, I can't even get mad at us for this season because, for one, like, I believe us and the Hawks, even though the Hawks is crazy since the Hawks are like higher than us, but us and the Hawks had two of the worst like seasons in terms with the COVID thing. We had hella injuries. We could never get our team chemistry right. So I mean, this season was already kind of blown for me anyway. Like coming into this series, I knew it was a sweep. I tried to give us one game. I mean, in my heart, I wanted to give us a game, but you know. I think game 2 was so demoralizing for us. I just feel like there's no coming back. And then especially with no JB, who was one of the emotional leaders on the team, it's kind of hard to really say, yeah, we can win in 6. I mean, Jaren just got all the goddamn
I mean, Jaren is a clown and a troll.
Damn.
But
I mean, hey, I'm just a fan.
exactly, that's the point.
Hey, man, I'm a fan, but sometimes you just gotta realize.
It's okay. It's not like I don't know we supposed to lose the game. It's just I'm not finna say we finna lose the game.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
niggas, we finna beat these niggas.
See,
like,
and that's why you said that you was hurt yesterday because you don't want to accept defeat.
No, I was hurt that my son got gouged in the eye, and they just said next ball. Like nigga, my boy can't see. LeBron got the game stopped for 10 minutes. My nigga
You gotta lay on the ground.
Like my nigga.
You gotta lay on the ground.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you gotta say.
He fell on the ground.
You gotta
He literally covered his face and fell out of bounds, and this nigga said next ball. What is that?
Hey man, fuck.
Right.
Enough of this
Right.
series, man. Fuck.
We can keep it in the East. Wizards, 76ers. I haven't really been watching a lot of that. I mean, I kind of think I know what that is.
Yeah.
Same. Damn, I just hiccuped that hard. Same thing with the Nets. I mean, the 76ers just have more talent than the Wizards. I mean, the Wizards really just got Russ and Bill. I mean, after that, it's kind of
No playoff experience.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I do think they have a better chance of getting the game than we do. So,
Yeah, for
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say they're gonna get swept, but hey, it's 5. I mean, 5 is the limit. Nah, if Philly let y'all get the 6 or 7, then that's on Philly. But I say 5 the limit though on this series. What y'all think?
Yeah. Like you said, they could get a good one in. I feel like Bradley and Westbrook can win you a game. But yeah, 5 is definitely the limit. Not really expecting too much, nothing crazy from that series.
Yeah. Shout out to Doc getting them boys ready to play this year, and they really look like the number 1 seed. I'm very excited to see who they're gonna get in this 4-5 matchup. And I mean, I'm assuming we just gonna talk about the East.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so-
next we go to the Heat Bucks. Well, y'all know. Well, Hawks Knicks or Heat Bucks? Because the Hawks Knicks are looking more competitive than the Heat Bucks.
The Heat Bucks got 2 games going, so I mean, we can just talk about those 2 games.
Yeah.
It's already like every other series got 2 games in pretty much. So yeah, Milwaukee. Everybody kind of know my championship pick, and they looking like it. I mean, Giannis doing this thing. Drew was dishing that thing in game 2. I think he had 15 assists. Chris Middleton with the game winner in game 1. They really looking like a complete team. The PJ Tucker addition. He's really becoming a person that can like kind of keep Giannis from having to spend all his energy on that wing that can just go get a buck on the other team. So PJ Tucker, as long as he keep knocking down the corner threes where everybody kind of expects him to do. I mean, my thing with the Bucks is Dante DiVincenzo. Will he be able? Because when you look at what's on the floor with Milwaukee, their final 5 or like the guys who play on the floor, you really just gotta. They kind of play away from DiVincenzo. They kind of make DiVincenzo shoot and make Brook Lopez shoot, but Brook Lopez is kind of no Brook Lopez. He a bona fide Buck. He a little older. He kind of got outside the paint, but we all know what he can do. If he really if he really wanted to, if he really. By the way, y'all, the Knicks and Hawks in the back. So
That's why guys see me looking off the camera, I'm looking at the game.
but like I said, Brook Lopez, you know what he can do. So that's all. I can't wait till next series. I think the series over. Miami gonna get a few games. I mean, we all know they ain't no bitches, but I think the series over. I'm ready for the next one.
Man, the Heat are looking like some clowns.
Hey man, Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero, you didn't want to give him up for James Harden, and now that's just looking even worse now.
They want to give him up for Kyle Lowry.
For Kyle, like 2 players who are proving. James Harden is not as proven as Kyle Lowry in terms of the ring, but it's fucking James Harden. James Harden and Jimmy Butler. That's a nice ass duo. So you didn't want to get that up. You didn't want to get Tyler Hero. I mean, Tyler Hero is playing with the garbage time niggas now. I'm like, damn.
Oof, Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn, hey,
Nunn been getting a lot of business
Kendrick
lately.
Nunn
Wow,
been
so they
getting-
flipped from the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Everybody seen the television. He was
Oh, yeah, I was
some
about to
guy,
say,
somebody out there,
yeah.
He hooping different, man. He hooping different
he
in the
lit.
bubble.
Tyler had to cut it off. Well, yeah, man.
Yeah, Tyler, you knew that shit
Well,
was
actually,
about you.
yeah, you're right.
You
Like,
knew
bro,
that shit
something
was
about
about
you.
you. But yeah, I think this series is over. I mean, I believe that he did get a game in just off of Jimmy, just willing the team, Jimmy and Bam. But I don't think this game. I don't think this series goes more than 6. I'll give him 6. I'll give him 2 games at the most. But yeah, like what Jaren said, the way the Bucks are looking, I mean, they're looking like they're hungry now. I mean, they took a step off from the regular season and focused more on the playoffs. You can tell they're looking like this is what they're supposed to be now. So
They're looking like NBA champions.
Yeah, this team is finally
Potentially.
working.
No, NBA champions.
This team is actually working because they have Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker and all them boys to help out. It's crazy how just 2 of those pieces can change the whole dynamic of the team. Now you ain't got Giannis having to do everything. You can have Drew Holiday dish it. Like Jaren said, he can just be in the paint while you have the other wing scorer or whatever. So and PJ Tucker shooting it. So it's gonna be straight, man. He wore a little sleeve game too, sleeve Giannis. I'm scared.
I ain't gonna lie though.
DiVincenzo emerging, so they're looking pretty good. I don't know about championship.
Yeah, I was about to say
Like
for championship. For championship, I believe in order for the Bucks to win championship, Chris Middleton has to average like 25 the rest of the way out.
I don't think so.
Because I mean, Giannis, we all know Giannis is gonna give us what he go. But when it comes to the fourth quarter, he's kind of like ineffective sometimes. I mean, he can't really make free throws, so they can just hack him, put him on the free throw line. Doesn't really have an outside shot that's reliable, so it's like they could just buckle down the paint. So that's why Chris Middleton, maybe not 25, but he has to be the lead guy.
I mean,
And I don't know if he is that.
Chris
so I
Middleton
don't know.
got to take the shot, but I don't think he has to average like 25. Because
I mean, I'll take 25,
you got,
but
I
he has to be the
mean,
lead.
if they play Brooklyn next round, and I mean, like I said, Giannis, he's gonna probably be averaging 30 in that series, unless
They can go small right with them.
Yeah, unless they build the wall and like force him to pass. But this year, that's why they got Jordan PJ, like we said, and Brent Ford. Shout out to Brent Ford.
Oh, yeah, Brent Ford,
22 points he couldn't miss from downtown. I was a big fan of Brent Ford leaving Michigan State, and it's good to see the light skinned kid.
Is that cap?
No, I ain't saying he was gonna be that nigga, but I was a fan of him. I like him.
I'm gonna let you know something that you used to call his ass, but
Hey, I
ain't gonna say that on air. I ain't gonna say that on air.
I wasn't a fan of the Fords, but yeah, like I said, shout out to him and Dante DiVincenzo. You the X Factor that carried this team to the NBA championship. Now, about Tyler Hero, I did hear that there was some reports about Tyler that he actually got to let the celebrity lifestyle affect him. Like,
you can tell.
like after the bubble and stuff, you know how Miami and LA, they can really get you, kind of like how when LeBron came and Jordan Clarkson like got booed up and all that. They saw it different. They said it actually happened to Tyler Hero too, and the team started noticing Jimmy Butler. It started to upset Jimmy Butler, and it really started affecting his play. I mean,
when you upset Jimmy, it's over.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, another young ass nigga.
Nah, I believe Jimmy wanted Tyler Hero gone. Like, we keeping it 100. Jimmy know, like, yeah, nigga, we should have traded you for fucking James Harden or for Kyle Lowry.
Especially if they get smacked in this series. But y'all are saying he's already playing with the bench player, so it's like he's already pretty much done.
I mean, I ain't gonna say he's done.
I mean, not done,
they understand that they
like it's obviously a problem.
Oh, yeah,
That's
it's
the thing.
like Duncan Robinson not missing, so it's like with Duncan doing what he doing, and Gordon Dragic giving you the good minutes he giving. I mean, none. It's really between Dunn and Hero.
It's between them two.
They giving it to him because apparently, like, Hero just been so bad on defense that it's like, man, he out here breaking out. The one thing that you're supposed to do, he out there breaking. So it's like, hopefully he bounce back. I mean, he young. Hopefully his career gets together.
Yeah, he'll get it together. But they were comparing him to Shea, and let's cut that out.
Oh, yeah. Even before the bubble, I'm taking Shea over.
Let's cut that out.
So the 4-5.
Next series, yep.
The game that's on right now.
I can't even see that.
I think it's 91-87. Producer
Yeah.
Rock.
Up on the Knicks. The Knicks are up.
91-89.
Since this game isn't really over, you talk about what happened in game 1.
Yeah.
Trey.
Yeah.
Ice Trey. Ice.
Yeah. Madison Square Garden, man. What a records atmosphere. That's why I really wanted to still one of those games. Cause I wanted Game 3 to be crazy, but I don't think they're gonna get like the Garden this year, like Staples when LA get back in there. I don't think it's gonna like. I think the Garden's gonna be the best atmosphere in playoffs. That's really why I want them to win the series. But like that's kind of like a stupid reason because it ain't got nothing to do with the players on the court. But I literally only want them to move on because of the crowd atmosphere.
It's not. I'm gonna say it was a stupid reason because we went a whole year without fans.
Exactly.
So it's like I was saying. Well, you in your room, but when the Garden got hyped, it was just like I like to see that because you really didn't see that for a whole year. It adds to the game, adds more hype to the game. Just seeing the crowd reaction, like if somebody hit a step back three or somebody get crossed over, or somebody get dunked on. You used to want to see it, and you didn't realize until it was gone. So that was one of those things.
Oh
that
yeah,
was kind of like you don't realize what you missed
because them automatic crowd noise were booty.
Man.
So it's nothing but about it's nothing like authentic fan noise. That's and then the players are loving it, whether you are at home or on the road, like you're still loving these crowds. You have to it's bringing energy. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves to see these packed out arenas. Like it's so packed out. Like I forgot it was COVID. Like nothing. The NBA think they slick. They gonna wait for the playoffs. All these fans are hungry, and now they over here buying tickets out the ass so they can get packed out.
Yeah,
Great
man.
little money grab, but it's all right.
See, I was at work during Game 1, but I really want to be able to sit down. Like, that's why I wanted to move on because, well, I kind of got time to watch this one and the next one. I want to be able to see the celebs like Chris Rock and all them start to get back on the sides with Spike. I just miss seeing that. Like, who was it? Who was we watching where they panned to Mike? It was the Nets game. And Michael Strahan and Justin Tuck was on the side. And I just miss seeing like the little celebrities out there. Even though I know they ain't got nothing to do with them. But what's on the court, Trae Young, he was very impressive for his first playoff game. I really enjoyed seeing what Trae was able to do. He got that ability to win the game by itself. And he showed that he can shoot it from anywhere on the floor. He's one of the better playmakers in the league. I'd say he's top 5 best playmaker in the league. And it's just, can the other the Hawks, get the Hawks that they so young. Now I understand a lot of people on the Knicks don't have too much playoff experience, but they got vets like Taj who's been there. Randall, interesting to me. It's kind of weird that their best player on the team doesn't have a lot of playoff experience, but they just got all these weird dudes like Nerlens Noel. He'd have been on a couple teams. One he on the Mavs when they was in the playoffs. And want to say he was on a Philly team that made the playoffs. And
got some D Rose in there.
Yeah, D Rose, and it's kind of weird the way the Knicks set up Reggie Bullock.
Alec Burks, I know.
Yeah, with the Jazz, and it's just the Knicks. The Knicks, I mean, they kind of fit their city. They're a scrappy team. Kind of don't know who's gonna win, but with Chuck, I kind of agree with Chuck. You're not gonna win the game if Julius Randle's not your best player. Or you're not gonna consistently win the game.
Because he really wasn't even doing it in this game right here. From what I saw, he was like 4 of 12, only like 11 points or something.
Yeah, he started heating up. I mean, he only had like 2 points and then make a field goal at halftime. So
like he played that bully ball game, and you got to get kind of used to it especially when you're the star of the team with that bully ball game. Everybody's kind of locked in on you, building the wall. So he's got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an exciting series. It's one of the series like we talked about in the preview of the playoffs that it could just go either way for real.
Yeah, I mean Milwaukee and Miami was expected to be the best series, but we kind of knew the Knicks and Hawks were going to be close, but in terms of good teams, everybody thought Bucks and Heat were going to be the best series. But
it's exciting.
The Knicks and the Hawks.
It's like college, like NCAA with these young Bucks out here going at each other.
And I'm kind of curious to see how John Collins and Hunter and Herter. How Herter gonna do because
Bogdanovich is balling.
Yeah, Bogdanovich doing it, and
Danilo shouldn't have cut his hair because he is booty right now. That mohawk is not it, bro.
And then we know what Luke can do, so I believe if those 3 young guns can step up, and we know Capella live master, so if those 3 can step up, the Hawks can probably dominate this series, but we'll see how they do. Because the John Collins, Julius Randle matchup, that's definitely the one to see every night.
All right, so moving on to the West, who y'all want to start off with?
I mean, I guess we can go 1-8, 2-7.
Yeah.
The Suns and the motherfucking Lakers. Right.
Definitely not 1-8.
Oh, no. It's
I mean, bump it. We were talking about crowd noise anyways. Last night was rocking in the Suns arena, but dude, like it was crazy. I can't wait for them to go to Staples. What are you doing?
I'm sure.
I can't wait for them.
Put a hole in my wall.
I can't wait for them to go to Staples, bro. 'Cause it's gonna be lit. It was very disappointing to see that Anthony Davis had like 12 points the first game. Very disappointing.
Yeah.
And he turned it on the second game, but DeAndre ate.
Yeah. By the way, AD had 21 free throws. So that,
Oh yeah, he did too.
Yeah, he was getting them up. I mean, I don't know if they were fouling him or not, but he was getting them up. And that's the aggressive you want to see from your. Well, LeBron's the best player, but that's going. He got to be the best player.
Yes.
AD got to be the best player for them to win.
LeBron will say that himself.
LeBron took over though in the fourth though. It was kind of crazy to watch. He was hitting fades, step backs, like being LeBron.
Man,
Yeah, typical, bro.
And it sucks. That
it's not even.
Well, no, go ahead. No.
I'm about to say it's not even really typical Bron because it's like we're so used to seeing LeBron be so above the rim, and it's like just seeing how he's been able to transform his game over the past couple years. Like now he's got a legit 3-point shot to where it's like you don't want to leave him open. The post fade. I mean, he's always kind of had the post fade, but it's gotten better over time.
He's 36.
Yeah, and the playmaking is just
he can still head at the rim.
Yeah, I mean, still getting up there, but
That's
he's
crazy.
doing it at less of a rate now.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's crazy, man. Like he's really been able to transform his game to match this modern day style.
Yeah.
And he still got his old ways. So
Now, one of the big question marks coming into the series was going to be like DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, and Devin Booker, how they were going to look in their first playoff series. And D-Book, he's definitely came with it. I felt like he could have put the ball in the basket. I mean, he got 18 free throws the last game, but I kind of felt like he could have been better in terms of, front of the field. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, Ayton, like Corey said, Ayton been balling. He's been able to compete with AD and keep up with AD, and that's kind of hard to do. Now, he ain't just matching them with the numbers, but we all see he's out there he's doing his part.
I mean, he dominated them on game one. Like.
It's definitely rough to see that CP3 is actually hurt.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie,
You got Cameron Payne out there.
Cameron Payne,
he was balling though.
Cameron Payne had 33 minutes and CP3 had 23, and that's rough. That's a rough.
yeah, I mean, shout out to Cameron Payne, but that's not going to be something you see consistently.
That's changing the game. Like if CP didn't even play in the fourth.
Yeah,
that's changing the game. Chris
Changing
Paul
the
not
series.
playing in the fourth, like that. It was a close game too throughout the fourth, and for CP to not be playing, it's tough. Especially when you got Bron out there scoring, you got AD out there scoring, and then it's just like Devin Booker out there, like all right, like come on, and you ain't got CP just like slowing down the pace. But shout out to Cameron Payne, bro. Like they was calling you trash. You wasn't even in the league this time last year.
Yeah, man.
I was calling you trash, but look what you did on my Thunder, bro. Like you can't hate on me.
You like you back at Murray State.
I'm sorry I was calling you trash, bro, but
But
you could have been better. Okay.
going back on the
Man, Chris Paul told him stop that dancing.
Yeah, you doing that dance with
Stop that
Russ.
shit, nigga.
Yeah, back on CP though. I mean, that's why I think the Lakers win at 5. I think the Lakers are going to genuinely sweep them because CP3 is actually hurt. That shoulder is a real thing, and with no CP3, it's kind of hard to fight for the Suns, and especially since the Lakers, they had a reputation of giving up the first game and then they kind of figured it out. So I think that's what happened. I think that's what's going to happen in this series. I think the Lakers can kind of figure out what the formula is to beat them, and now it's just the Suns just ain't really have nothing to do about it. Chris Paul is not there, so you don't really have your leader. I mean, D-Book is a leader, but CP is the leader on that team, and him not being 100%, I just feel like that's kind of fucking with the Suns right now. I don't think that they can really bounce back from that. So I got the Lakers in 5 just off of because now if CP was still before the injury, I had this series going to 7, but I still had the Lakers winning. But now I just think it's over in 5.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to see because they talking. I mean, the injury seems like it's worse than what they're trying to make it sound. But you gotta see how his minutes look. I mean, if he come out there and give you 25 again, then yeah, I kind of agree with you. But if he's able to muscle up and what's Shabby's saying? Man up. If he's able to man up and get out there and squeeze out 40 a night, I can see them getting it to 6 because I mean, like it's Chris Paul and the Chris Paul effect is real in the playoffs. I mean, it really does suck that he can't go a whole playoff run without just getting hurt and then derailing his team's success. But I mean, that's gonna be kind of something that he's forever remembered by.
like Charles Barkley was saying that he's probably never gonna get better. I mean, he's blunt. He'll say it how it is. He said, like, dude, you played 23 minutes in an important game at home, and like that 48 hours is gonna come quick. Like for you to heal your shoulder or whatever, so you're gonna be right back out there, and your shoulder's probably not even gonna be close to what it needs to be, because he's really out there playing with one arm. So
Yeah.
it's tough, man. I agree with Marvin. I don't think CP on the court is good enough, but that's throughout the course of the game. But in the fourth, you actually gonna need him to do something. Like instead of just being out there being like a leader or whatever, you need him to actually like buck and score and make plays actively. So yeah, I think the Lakers should win in like 5 if CP don't come back, especially.
Yeah, this man Chris Paul couldn't even run that. It was like I was watching a video, and you could see he wasn't running up the court the same way. The way he passed the ball, it don't really have the same zip on the ball. Can't really shoot. So, I mean, he's out there, but he might as well just be Jeff Teague out there right now.
How about Kemba Walker?
Okay.
You might as well be Kemba Walker.
Hey man, might as well be Kemba, but
Don't be bringing my boy Dirty Jeff in here.
Hey man,
Kemba had a pretty solid game yesterday.
yeah, I'm assuming we're gonna make another one of these videos. I ain't gonna say shout out to Kemba for his career at the C's yet. Hey.
See you next year, Kemba, in that green. That's what he meant to say. Next series, which I want to get into, we can just go ahead and talk about the Nuggets and.
We ain't gonna talk about the 1-8.
I mean, Marvin already threw that off.
Hey man, 1-8. Fuck it, 1-8.
All right, 1-8.
So.
Jazz Grizzlies.
I know the Jazz. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I ain't know. But yeah, I'll go. Goddamn, man.
I mean, it's another.
Shout out to that boy, Ja, man. Hey, Donovan Mitchell. That was kind of odd not seeing you out there for game 1. I mean, I know it wasn't your decision, but it's on the training staff. I mean, if he feel like he was ready to go, and I think they said his own personal training staff, they said he was ready to go. You gotta let him go, man. It's the playoffs, man. I mean, and y'all lost in the first round last year, so I would have let him play. But I mean, hey, you get it. It is what it is. I don't think the series is over. I mean, I've seen people saying the Grizzlies are winning at 5, which I think is absurd to say. I mean, I'm not gonna count the Jazz out like that. But I do believe the Jazz will overcome. I think they'll win in 7. I think it's going to 7. Because Ja's gonna push it, but I think the Jazz win in 7.
Donovan Mitchell, I understand. Your team doctor said he's ready to go and stuff, but a lot of players do be just acting like they're ready to go even though they don't. But it's I don't want to say it's just a sprained ankle because I know it can happen, but it's still just a sprained ankle. Y'all still lost, but hopefully y'all can come up with it. Even though y'all only lost because Dylan Brooks had 30, like that dude was balling the game 1. Like it was crazy. He was talking trash, all of that, and Donovan definitely could have helped to stop that, but. We'll see this next game how Dylan does. Triple J had a great game. It wasn't even more of Ja. Ja was just kind of coasting, scoring when he was open and stuff. But it was more of a Jaren's dude, Triple J, and Dylan Brooks balling out.
Jaren's son. I mean,
I'm never saying that.
It's hard to
Jaren's guy.
It's hard to see what the Jazz are going through. Rudy Gobert and them, man, because they kind of got a mismatch out there. I mean, you got a 6'11" guy who can do it all points from the floor, protect the rim. And I also think the Grizzlies are going to sweep them because of Jaren. I'm joking. But,
I'm going to get up, brother.
But, yeah, Donovan Mitchell is really going to decide how the Jazz going to look and how long it's going to take for the Jazz to win. Cause I think if D-Mitch comes back and is 80% of himself, that he can win it in 5 because they just needed his presence out there on the floor. We all know how they are with the ball movement. About Donovan Eagles, Jordan Clarkson,
Conley.
oh my boy, like and it's gonna like I said, D-Mitch out there and he's just able to be 80% of himself. They're gonna be able to win in 5, but if not, I mean we know how Ja is because I mean Conley, you can put Conley on Ja, but I kind of like the competitiveness of D-Mitch. D-Mitch not a great defender. He's an above average defender, but his competitiveness can go get in Ja and frustrate Ja. Then on the other end, I mean, Dylan Brooks kind of had an easy night because that's gonna be the guy they put on Donovan Mitchell. So it's I feel like they can he can mess with the Grizzlies or for lack of a better word, but yeah, D Mitch. Hopefully you come out and be yourself because we really don't want to see these injuries. Kind of sucks that these 1 and 2 seeds that nobody's seen being 1 and 2 seeds are being affected strictly by injuries and not even what's going on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So get well soon, my man.
All right. Well, you picked the next matchup then, since I fucked it up.
3-6. Nuggets. No. Yeah, Nuggets Blaze. Maybe Nuggets Blaze. Yeah, Nuggets Blaze. Dame Dollar bucking. Jokic bucking.
Jamal
MPJ.
Murray.
No Jamal Murray.
That's all I mean.
They're all balling.
McCollum can do more though.
Yeah, he really good. The Nuggets have a lot of young players on the court that really ain't really played. Campazzo,
That dude.
Marcus Howard be playing.
Yeah, man, it's like, nigga, did you just sign a contract last week?
Like I see that lineup with last night they had a lineup with Aaron Gordon, Jokic.
I be forgetting.
It wasn't Torrey Craig, was it?
No, it wasn't Craig. I think Craig.
It was a guard. Who was another?
Will Barton.
Will Barton, Campazzo, and Michael Porter Jr., who is just the most inconsistent guy I've ever seen. But
Baby Katie.
he's like, I'll have to get over that in a minute. But that lineup would be so perfect. You just replace Will Barton with Jamal Murray, and it sucks that he's not out there. Because Campazzo is a really good player. He competes, makes plays. He's really good. I've never heard of him until this year. You know who he was, but he's a baller. And back to MPJ, he's just so inconsistent.
Yeah.
For three straight plays, he'll look like Tatum, KD, and all of them like a star. And you'll see what people have been talking about in the next.
See why he in the most improved.
Yeah, and then the next 5 possessions, he just be bullshitting. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but that comes with youngness. It's like his second full year playing, maybe third year. I really don't know. But he'll get it together. But he needs to get it together more if they want to win this series for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jokic, they kind of got the game plan of letting Jokic do whatever he wants and not letting anybody else around him go off. And like I said, I mean, MPJ, you being the number 2 and the bona fide number 2 on the team, you got to step your game up. And I know you didn't plan for anything like this coming into the year, but it's your time to shine. I mean,
what you wanted.
You thought you were getting a lack of touches last year, so now the spotlight is on you to step up. And I mean, I kind of thought, my honest opinion, I don't know if we're going to talk about the awards, but I thought it should have went Jeremy Grant, MPJ, Julius Randle, because Julius Randle had a 20-point season already. But like I said, I had you number 2, so I kind of expect you to at least give me 18, 20 points. I mean, Shaq said your stuff should go up with like 5 points in the playoffs, so 23 by his standards. So, I mean, MPJ, you do kind of got to play better, and going to Portland 1-1. I mean, everybody kind of ready to see Dame time. CJ McCollum, he definitely probably going to ball out at the crib. And I kind of think the Nuggets kind of struggle not having a real good 3-and-D wing because you had Torrey Craig, but I think he at Phoenix now.
Yeah, he
and it's just he couldn't really shoot. It's like if Robert Covington was on the Nuggets, I really think they'd be better because they just have nobody they could put on a real good score. Obviously, Robert Covington couldn't guard Dame, but it's like they just have no defenders out there. Period. You know what I'm saying? So
even Jamal Murray wasn't a defender. He was just a score back.
So I think they really lack that. Aaron Gordon, I mean, he's okay, but it's like Aaron Gordon not no move his feet 6'9". He like a big post type 6'9".
He's cooking it.
Yeah.
And they tried to put him on Dame.
Yeah.
He was just using his length to lead him to more length because they had all that length with MPJ and Jokic. That's why I say I like that lineup because he can just be long. I love Aaron Gordon on that team. That's why I hate Jamal Murray is not playing. I hate it. But who y'all think's gonna win? Because it's kind of a toss up, honestly. Because Jokic is that good.
I got Portland.
And what?
To be honest, I got him in 6. I think Jokic will get 2 games. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got Portland making it to the conference finals.
Oof.
On the low, especially with how the Clippers looking. We gonna talk about
I don't think the backcourt and the Nuggets can handle all of that with no star in their backcourt. So I'll say Portland too, but I'll say like in 7.
Yeah, I kind of am a sucker for Damian Lillard. I want to stay in Portland and win it with Portland, so I want him to actually have that shot. So I do want him to make it to the conference final. Not that he will, or like, not saying he won't, but not that I think he will. But I do kind of want him to be able to do it in his city for the one time. You know what I'm saying?
Let's manifest that, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm manifesting.
Alongside with the Thunder getting a #1 pick. Manifest.
Hey, man. Manifest.
Manifest.
Alongside with Bradley Beal coming to Boston.
All right. Next game. I am so happy, bro, that Luka is dogging these boys. It is crazy.
Man.
Kawhi could have been in a perfect situation in Toronto, but he decided to go to LA with Pandemic P, who all of the Paul George fans aren't saying anything now. They were telling us to put some respect on his name. When I was telling y'all, we know he can score 30 in the regular season. It's what he can do in the playoffs. And I mean, he's not playing god awful, but he's
not too bad, but it's just
because it's not even his fault. Kawhi had like 40 last night.
He had 41.
Paul George had like 20 off like 4. I mean, it wasn't a great shooting percentage, but he still had like 20. But it's the help. You go to the help, they got 3, 7, 8, 6. Like, we don't need that. I need more from the help.
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly, he just don't need to be on the court when Luka on the court because they go straight at that. In the whole fourth quarter, they was going straight at that.
Yeah, whoever
too fucking
they got the
small.
switch.
Yeah.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., man, you looking like your pops out there. Out there shooting the skin off the ball right now. You've been hot all month long, and I just gotta give you your flowers, dog, because you really out there sniping right now. I can't act like I didn't know you could shoot, but I always thought you were more of a scorer guy than a shooter. And it's good to see a guy with such a pure jumper out there like develop his game into a legit 3-point contest like shooter.
We got Luka out there with that dimer.
Yeah, Shannon said they had a stat where like 10 of their 15 threes were declared open.
Oh, yeah, wide open.
And 6 of them were wide open, and 4 of them were open. And it's wild that Luka's able to create the way he is and get them guys open. And Kristaps had a pretty solid game too. Kleber, he had some nice buckets, and it's kind of crazy to see Kawhi go out there and do his thing, like 14 to 21, 41 points. Like, he went out there and bucked, and his team kind of failed him. I did hear that. I didn't kind of catch the end because, there was a bunch of flipping back and forth with Phoenix, and yeah. And I did hear Paul George blew a layup that should have been a dunk, like Skip was going in on the show. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I really hope Paul George is able to get over those demons. I mean, they can't really, they can't win without him, but it's weird the way they set up. I mean, Mook finally got it going. He was awful in game 1, and he finally started to knock down shots. And who else? I mean, Terrence Mann, I feel like he getting PT now because it's just
listen who you're naming now.
Yeah.
Like, it took me a minute to figure out who Mook even was.
I've been thinking, man. I think I got the solution for the Clippers, but this is only. No. Hey, they could use a Kimball, but I got someone who I say it might be a step up from Kimball. I think they should try to trade for CJ McCollum and trade Paul George to the Trailblazers. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you because the Clippers are like the worst team in the playoffs in the clutch. And you got Kawhi. Kawhi's clutch, but Paul George is not clutch. He's proven it time again. He's not clutch. You don't want to give him the ball in the fourth quarter because he might throw it outside the backboard. CJ McCollum with Kawhi, I think that's perfect because then you got a guard who can take over the game. If you don't got it, you got someone who could be another clutch player besides yourself. I think that would be perfect for the Clippers if they was to keep Kawhi because it's not even telling them they're gonna keep Kawhi. And then for the Trailblazers, on the Trailblazers side, I mean, Dame is all the clutch they need. I mean, Dame is clutch. We already kind of established that. He might be the most clutch player in the league. To me, he is. But it's debatable. And then you got Paul George, who can be a wing defender alongside him. And then Paul George can kind of just play his role. Paul George can eat in the first 3 quarters, and then Dame take over the whole fourth. So I think it works for both sides, honestly. I think that would...
I would do a Paul George first-round pick. for McCollum and Nurkic, but it's like I can't do no McCollum, Paul George straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, but they would be the highlights of the trade.
Yeah,
That would be
I
what the
Nurkic
focus
is
on the trade is.
Yeah, but Nurkic a hella nice body too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
but-
don't even see that trade happening, honestly, because you're asking Portland, who's had success with, unless they just really wanted to shake it up. Because McCollum and Dame are kind of like, I feel like they're like the untouchables.
Oh yeah, this is also if the Trailblazers like fold somehow. Even though this is not like if the Trailblazers make it to the conference finals, which I think it's just kind of a hypothetical trade. This is not something I really think will happen. But
Honestly, I don't even think any contender is, unless you already have 2 stars, I don't think you're even trying to go get Paul George. Because he's shown time and time again he's not really a 2 guy. With Westbrook, he really wasn't a 2 guy. With the Clippers we're seeing, he's not really a 2 guy. Even though I feel like it's more roster construction with the Lakers this year, especially because they're looking kind of butt. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like, what do they need? They're not playing defense. First off, like they have these 2 great defenders and they're not playing defense.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even. I wouldn't say that they're not playing defense. It's just the Mavericks are doing so well at picking out the mismatches on the court, and it's really like Kawhi and PG can't really stay in front of Luka the whole game because Luka is constantly moving off of screens, constantly trying to find someone to switch. So
it's getting to the point of what happened to, and I was thinking this when I was watching the Celtics play too. What happened to fighting through a screen?
Exactly.
Like people are so
you're
reluctant
Paul George
to
and you're
let
Kawhi
him go.
Leonard.
Like fight through the screen and stay in front. I mean, if he drive, cool. You want him to drive, especially going to the left. I mean, you already know the percentages with Luka. If you go left, you're gonna need to step back and all that. So it's like if he drives towards the left, you fight through the screen and let him go left, and everybody can stick with their man and try to provide and like have him take the tough end. I mean, you're the better athlete, so have him try to finish over you, and you might get the block, you might foul him. Not that he's a great free throw shooter, so I don't understand, man. They giving him what he wants instead of like making him play their game and make him score over PG and Kawhi. Because I mean, the shots he was making over Kawhi, at least from what I seen, those were some hella tough shots. Those shots, like literally, everybody. Like I don't care who you put, LeBron, Draymond, who you put on. Like he gonna make that on everybody. So if I'm Kawhi and PG, man, you just gotta get more aggressive in terms of the screen, stop being so reluctant to switch. I know you're like Corey said, I know you relied on too much on the offensive end where you don't have as much help. But that's where you just gotta trust in your dogs and hope Marcus Morris knock down his shots. Serge Ibaka, he gets it going, Zubac, and it's really all you can do because everybody's gonna respect that you out there trying your hardest against Luka and your offense may fall off. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at you for that if you help Luka to under. Well, it's like,
I mean, it's what you get paid for.
Yeah.
You get paid to lock up and score 40 still. Especially Kawhi, nigga, you want a championship. Like, brother, you're in a whole different stratosphere. They were saying you were better than Bron at one point, guy. So,
compare him to Michael Jordan because he admitted.
yeah, I honestly, back to what I said, I feel like he should have just stayed in Toronto. He would have had a perfect, still would have been looking nice right now. Still would have been looking real pretty.
Eric would at least play with us on 2K.
Looking